Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Indya, and today I'm going to be talking to you about white phase in basic training. I almost had a brain fart. Okay, so I have my notes right here, so you see me looking down. This is what I'm looking at. You're welcome. I come prepared. So, what happens in white phase? In white phase, it gets so much, I wouldn't say, okay, that's a lie. It gets less intense than blue phase. I mean, wow, India. In white phase, it gets less intense than red phase, which is of course because you know you're phasing up. So, oh look, I phased up to phase 5 yesterday, or aka gold phase. So in white phase, there is a lot of history class every Monday. No, wow, think about it. Every Sunday, towards 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, we had a history class, and our drill sergeant, that was basically our history instructor, she taught us about the American Revolution and all the wars, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, touched a little bit on the Nazis, talked about Pearl Harbor, and just all the big army wars that made us who we are today as America and the army itself. Then, let's see, during white phase, the main part of white phase, we have a big 2 weeks of just rifle marksmanship, and they call it RM. And so the reason why we only do it in white phase is because since you phased up, they expect you to be more responsible and not do the wrong thing, because the drill sergeants literally do not watch you for those whole 2 weeks. Like, we are basically on our own, because all the drill sergeants are in charge of watching everyone shoot in their lanes and watching weapon safety, because we're shooting live rounds. It's not a joke. It's real weapons, live rounds. Someone can get shot and someone can die. And so the drill sergeants have a stick up their butt while we're on the range. But once you're off the range and you're sitting in the back just chilling, waiting to shoot, they're so chill, and they just don't want you doing the wrong thing, because they don't want to have all their focus on you when they're supposed to be having their focus helping the people shoot. And so what we were shooting is, first we shot blanks, then we did a stimulation. We went in this room and we tried to see how we would zero and all that was. I forgot where my paper was, but I zeroed in pretty nicely. Oh yeah, I sent it off to my dad. My dad has my paper because I was really happy about it and I wanted him to see it. I had shot blank pause. I was a part of rifle marksmanship for 2.5 years in ROTC, and was part of the senior team, which was like the people who were better than the junior team. And we went to competitions, and I really had fun at that. And so I already knew how to shoot a weapon, but it was a rifle. It was not an M4, what we were shooting in basic training. And so it was different because it had a little bit of recoil, and they weren't little lead pellets. Like, they were real bullets. And so we got to shoot those. It was really fun. I zeroed in nicely. We shot iron sights first, and then we had a zero and qualify in those. And then we shot on the CCOs or scopes or whatever y'all want to call it. The one with the little laser, it looks like you're actually playing Call of Duty, which is, everyone loved that one. But honestly, I like the iron sights better because it's manual. Like, you don't have to rely on batteries. And so if your battery dies, you're going straight to iron sight, and that's what you got. So a quick story, while we were qualifying for iron sights, we were on this hill. So it goes like up a hill and then over, and then you have all your lanes in front of you. And so there's 36 lanes open. We had all 36 lanes open. There's drill sergeants, there's reserve drill sergeants that were there to help us. And I was lucky to be put in lane number 8, which I had my drill sergeant there. And so sorry, he wasn't directly beside me. He was in lane right next over, because there wasn't 36 drill sergeants, but there was enough to be watching 4 lanes at a time. And so he was there, and he was seeing me from a distance, and he says, identify your lane. I sat down, and I looked, and as soon as I looked, I didn't see my lane. I was like, what the heck? Like, I saw generally where it started, it said 8 and 8. I said, okay, but the further it got, those black and whites started to mix, and I had my glasses on, and it just got really confusing. So I was like, okay, first one, 50 meters, got it. 100 meters, got it. 200 meters, got it. 150, got it. Then when it came to 300 meter target, you could not tell which lane that was in because they were all lined up together. Because the lanes were like wide, and then it would go inwards, and so like everything was blending. And so after that happened, I got frustrated because my weapon malfunctioned. So I performed sports, which is like basically cocking your weapon, make sure there's nothing in it, and pulling the trigger and all that. You'll learn it when you go to basic. But I performed C sports. That didn't work, and I realized that my battle buddy that was supposed to be giving me my magazines gave me the magazine I just used. So I was freaking shooting on an empty magazine, and that's why my weapon wasn't shooting. And so I was like, what the heck? And so weapon malfunction, shooting on an empty magazine, can't identify my lane, and I only had 40 rounds, and it was just bad. So I literally nearly started crying. My drill sergeant ran over to me real quick. He's like, hey, this isn't the first time. Like, have you ever done this before? I was like, well, I've shot a weapon. He's like, have you ever done this before? I was like, no, drill sergeant, I haven't done this before. He's like, well, yeah, and that's why you're messing up. It's only your first time. It's okay. You'll get a second time. Go sit down, take a 30-minute break, then come back. Let's do it again. And that's what I did. I did it again, and I got Ironside's score was 26 out of 40, which is passing. And for my CCOs, I got, what was it? It was 1 point away. Oh, so I got 29 out of 30, which is 1 way from sharpshooter. I was only 1 point away from sharpshooter. And, oh no, 29 out of 40, which 30 is sharpshooter. So yeah, but honestly, marksmanship was the best part of basic training. And so, let's see, what else? During white base, we do battle drills. And battle drills are what you do when you are being attacked by the enemy. So we practice direct fire and indirect fire. And you guys will learn that when the time comes. I don't want to spoil anything because, like, it's fun, you know, it's fun in the moment. But we did, like, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Battle buddy, cover me while I move. Battle buddy, cover me while I reload my weapon. And then we learned grenades, and we got to shoot, you don't shoot grenades. You got to learn like twist, pull, pin, acquire target, frag out, and you throw the grenade. And I liked grenades. It was really fun. We got to throw 2 live grenades. And the story on that is we were practicing a little frag grenades in a bunker the day of grenades, and they had us throwing them. We had 2 on each side, and we got to like practice as if we were doing the live grenades. And so as soon as I twisted a pin, he's like, that's good, do it again. Oh no, we did 4. And he's like, that's good, do it again. And then I did it 4 times, and I thought I was passing the line, but then he goes and grabs my ACH, and he chalks out a big old W on my forehead. So I'm just gonna let you think for a minute. What do you think W means? It means weak. He put a freaking big old weak mark on my forehead, and I was like, wait a minute, you just told me I was doing an excellent job, a good job, go ahead, throw it again. And then he do that. I said, what the heck? Like, I know these are little noodles, but like they could throw. I'm like, okay. But so when it came time to throw the live grenade, the sergeant there, he looked at me and he said, are you nervous? And I'm not the type of person that gets nervous for anything. And I was like, no, I'm not nervous. Like, I'm just gonna be throwing a grenade. Like, it's a grenade. And so I threw it, and he's like, that's excellent, that's awesome. Why'd they put the weak mark on you? I'm like, I don't know. And so I did it again, and I did the grenades. That was honestly really fun. After our marksmanship was all over, we did Battle Buddy Live Fire. And Battle Buddy Live Fire was when we had these lanes that we're in. It was right actually where the forge was. We didn't know that's where the forge was going to be. But there's these lanes, and it had 3 stopping points. First it was like just like a wall. Then it was a tire. Then it was another wall. So that's more than 3. That was 5. Wall, tire, wall, another wall, and then we threw a grenade. And so we would have to do, it's like a tactical movement. And so we would run with our weapons, loaded weapons, okay? We had a drill sergeant beside us just in case anything went down, because people were really running with their weapons like this, and that's called flagging. You can't freaking flag your battle buddies, because what if you accidentally have your finger on that trigger and you go to freaking shoot your battle buddies? Like, what the heck? And so you had to think about weapon control while running and not having your finger on the trigger. And so that's what we did. So we ran, we're like, contact, 1 enemy, 50 meters, 12 o'clock, and then we have to repeat it. 1 enemy, 50 meters, 12 o'clock, and we go, battle buddy, cover me while I why shoot? And then so they'll shoot, one body boy is covering or shooting, and then they said then we'll move, and we have to cover them while one moves, one shoots the enemy, and we had targets to shoot at. It was pretty cool. And then we'll go down to point post sprawl, y'all will learn that, and shoot in the prone position. Then we'll get up from the prone position, run to another wall, shoot at kneeling. No, so first was kneeling, prone, then it was standing position, and then from there we would run to another wall, reload our weapons, shoot until we're all out, grab a grenade, which we've been holding on us this whole time as we're running, and we'll throw our grenade to the target, and that'll be it. And after we throw, our drill sergeants come by us, check our weapon, make sure it's empty, no bullets and everything, then we'll run all the way back to the beginning, and that would be it. It was the length of a football field, but it was pretty awesome. That was my favorite part, better than Forge, honestly. And then to finish off White Phase, we have the Anvil, which was a 12K foot march with our rocks, of course.
We did land navigation there. I had a really bad team, so I didn't really enjoy it, but I enjoyed going through the woods. But we never found all 5 of our points. We only found 3 out of 5. But that's okay.
And then it came to the phase ceremony. And so we phased up on a Saturday. And not a lot of drill sergeants come on Saturdays. It was like Saturday afternoon, which, you know, the day before Sunday, so not a lot of drill sergeants were there. And they still had us phase up because I was like, wait a minute, our senior drill sergeant's supposed to do it. Like, we're a senior drill sergeant, but he wasn't there and they had us phase up. But none of us were expecting it because we thought we were all getting in trouble because we also do phase change formation when we have big discussions. And we thought we were getting in trouble, but they're like, no, grab the banner. And they took our flags and they told us to run upstairs and be up there for 15 minutes, and then they called us all down, and we recognized the flags were wrapped up. And when the flags wrapped up, that means there's another flag underneath there, and the flag on top is going bye-bye, and the next one's coming in. And so when that happened, and we did the phase change formation, I could not stop smiling ear to ear. I couldn't hold it, and it was just lovely to see that royal blue, knowing that we are now the senior class to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and we were the next ones out of the door. So that is all what happened with White Phase. If you guys already been through basic training, I would love to hear what you guys did in White Phase. Go ahead and comment down below. Right now, I'm about to make the Blue Phase video, so I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. Bye.